The first step is to stitch out the placement steps for your zipper bag. Now, with pretty much every In the Hoop project we ever talk about, I say, in my opinion, tearaway or cutaway does not matter. For this zipper bag, because you are using vinyl and not lining it with any fabric, you need to use the most crisp tearaway that you have on hand. The next step is to place your zipper between those railroad track lines in the middle of your placement stitches and tape or pin it down securely, and then stitch the tack down for the zipper, which goes on both sides of the zipper. And if you'll notice, I'm filming with all these little threads that are coming off of my zipper because I didn't tape mine down well enough and it moved and I had to pull the stitches and do it over again. So make sure you do a good job at taping down your zipper so that it doesn't move when it stitches those tack down steps. Your next step is to take one of the halves of your front pieces of vinyl and place it almost up to the edge of the zipper. I don't put it exactly against the edge just because I want that zipper pull to have room to move. So I put it just like a millimeter or a millimeter and a half away from that zipper, and then pin it down at the ends and run this tack down line that will secure it to your project. Then you're going to grab your other piece of vinyl and you're going to do the same with it on the other side. The next step, since you're creating a bag that does not have a lining and it's just vinyl on the front, this is where you will stitch any personalization that you have added to your project. If you did not add any personalization to your project, then you can go on to the next step. For this particular sample, I have added my name, and I'm using a font that is going to go up on my website on April 29th, 2024, which is in just a few days from when I'm shooting this video now. I haven't officially decided on a name yet, but I thought Cinnamon Roll would be cute. It is a capital font with a matching cursive font. So I've added my personalization, and the next step is to grab your zipper pull. I had mine on this end, and you're going to bring it down to the middle of your project so that you don't stitch your zipper pull outside of your project. Then you're going to take your final piece of vinyl, or your back piece of vinyl, that's the back of your bag, mine is yellow, and you're going to place it right side down on top of your hoop to cover the entirety of the rectangle of your bag. Now you'll notice in this video I'm using a version of this file where I don't have the placement stitches visible on these front halves. I used the wrong one. So for your file you will see the rectangle around your bag, and you're going to take your back piece of vinyl, mine is yellow, and you're going to cover the entire rectangle of your bag, and then you are going to pin that down at the corners or even tape it, and you are going to stitch the final step around your rectangle to seal up your bag. Just make sure you pulled your zipper pull to the inside. And hey, there's the ceiling in my new office, and there's my face. Hi. Now, if you guys have been watching my tutorials for a long time, you know that I like to show you when things go wrong. I love my ribbon loops. I like to hang little key fobs and doodads from my pencil bags and my cosmetic cases and all that. So I want to show you what you can do if your bag does not have, if the design that you're using does not have a placement and tack down step for your loop. You don't need it. All you need to do is know where to put it, like at what step. And I will tell you, it is right before you put your final bag piece bag piece on for this vinyl bag in particular, with no lining, no nothing. So what I'm doing right now is I am trimming those outline stitches on the area where I want to put my little ribbon loop. I have a piece of fold over elastic folded in half. And you can see, where's my camera? There it is. You can see that I've got the loop right here and the ragged edges are right here. So what I'm going to do, I've made a nice little pocket with, by trimming the stitches right there. I'm going to take my ribbon loop and I'm going to put the folded edge inside my bag. Nice and straight. I have small fingers and hands, so these steps are pretty easy for me. I'm going to put it almost all the way in, And the good news about this is that I can see by the perforation marks where the edge of my bag is going to be. And I just leave the raw edge sticking out just about, what is that, 1/3 of an inch? You see that right there? It's nice and straight and folded, and the ribbon is now inside my bag. So now I'm going to rewind these stitches on my machine back to this area right here, and I'm going to make sure to go around it and make sure that is good and sealed shut. I'm going to check my ribbon one more time, make sure that it's going to get caught right there. It's nice and straight. And now I'm going to go back, I'm going to put my hoop back in, and I'm going to rewind the stitches in my machine to go back to this point, and I'm going to seal that up very carefully, making sure that it starts and stops and ties a knot so that no one's the wiser that I made that mistake. Here comes the most important part of any in the hoop project, and that is checking the front and the back of your project before you unhoop it. Do not unhoop your project without looking at the front and the back. Make sure you don't have any folds or wrinkles on the underside of your hoop that you didn't notice. And if you're sure that everything is correct, you can unhoop your project and take it to your desk or cutting area. Now here's the part of the video, or here's the part of the project where you see everything and you think, oh my gosh, I should have done this, should have done this, should have done this. So I should have used white bobbin thread. I also want to note in this tutorial that because this is a vinyl bag that was made with no lining, you will see the back side of any personalization that you did. For example, I did my name on this one. That's okay. That's just part of life. If you don't like it, then don't do any personalization. I also want to note that this project in particular, mine, looks a little bit messy because not only did I use black bobbin thread, but as I told you earlier, I didn't pin my zipper down very well, and so I had a couple of goes at that, at tacking down the zipper. So I've got some weird little pieces of stabilizer, some thin pieces that are going to be a little bit of a bugaboo to get loose. And you know what? That's okay, because this is my job and I have all day to sit here and do it. So I am going to tear away the tearaway stabilizer from the back of my project. And you will see that because we have no lining and we have the stabilizer visible, that you will get some of this. This was the placement thread. See this thread that's coming away with the stabilizer? That's all that was the placement. You can just trim that away. You don't need that. It's not holding anything down. It was just stuck to the stabilizer, and now it's going to come with the stabilizer. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea, and take the time to get rid of all that pesky stabilizer on the back of your project, and then come back and join me for the next step. I want to mention as I'm trimming that I am using these beautiful, wonderful 4-inch curved scissors as I trim. These are great for applique. They're curved so you can kind of lift your hand up off the project and trim like that. You see that little curve in them? Ta-da, there it is. And they're also perfect for getting into small spaces when you're trying to trim threads. And everybody's got their scissors that they swear by. These are mine. Ginger is the brand of these scissors. And these are my personal favorite. I actually have 3 pairs. I have a pair that I keep right here at my desk, right down here where you can't see, right beside my computer mouse. I have a pair that I keep on the aluminum or the stand for my embroidery machine, so I can just pick them up and use them for applique. And I also have a pair over at my cutting table, my sewing table. So I have 3 pairs of these, and I will put an affiliate link to the item on Amazon when I finish up and load this video. These are the scissors that I absolutely swear by. So I am finished now with my pulling away of the tearaway stabilizer. It came out a lot better than I thought. I got this silly placement. There. Okay, it actually came out way better than I thought. And now I'm going to use my Kai 8-inch dressmaking shears that I have had. Do you see that M on those? I got these scissors in a sewing class that I took over 12 years ago. I remember it because I didn't have any kids at the time and my oldest is now 12. So I got these over a dozen years ago. We put our initials on our scissors to make sure we knew whose was whose. These are still sharp and cut like a dream 12 years later. And again, I keep these on my desk and I use them for everything. So now what you're going to do is trim around the edge of your zipper bag. Now I will tell you, for this bag, oh, that's my fold over elastic. For this bag, I leave a slightly wider seam allowance on the edge because this bag is made of vinyl. You're going to manipulate it a little bit more when you turn it. I get a nice curved edge around the corners so that it turns nicely. You're going to go all the way around your bag. I will put a link to those at the bottom as well. I have 3 pairs of these too. I don't know what the deal is with 3, but I also have 3 pairs of these Kai scissors. I have black and a like a mint green or a teal and a raspberry colored one. Okay, so now you've trimmed around your bag. Woo, hello, where are you? There you are. And now you simply push your zipper pull. This one's working great, my goodness. Sometimes they're a little hard to get the zipper pull in, but this one just glides. And then you are going to carefully fold your bag right side out through the zipper. This is where it's so much easier than making a bag with a lining, because it's just like you just fold it inside out and you're done. And then very gently but firmly push those rounded corners out. You might want to use a chopstick or a pin to push those corners out. I've also heard that if you run a hairdryer on like a warm setting over the vinyl before you do this, that it makes the vinyl more flexible and warm, and it's easier to turn. Now here's the reason why I do not actually include a ribbon loop step for these bags, and here it is. Because when you turn it, here's my ribbon loop, great, wonderful, but when you look inside, there's the raw edge of that fold over elastic. Now, I don't care, but some people do care. They don't want like a raw edge on the inside. I don't know why, whatever. I showed you how to do it. If you want to add it, it is no big deal. And now, there's my finished zipper bag. That is just how easy it is. It took you way longer to watch this video than it will take you to stitch out one of these vinyl zipper bags. And that's how to do it, and just have a simple, easy, cute, fun, practical bag to keep for yourself or to give to somebody else. You can find this zipper bag design as well as this font duo at designsbylittlebee.com. I'm Melissa, and I will see you in the next video, and I'll chat with you in the Facebook group.